Hello agents and welcome to the 15th episode of the Ingress Insights podcast hosted by myself, PkmnTrainerJ. This is a podcast all about the 90 game Ingress, where you get updates and news, rumours, interviews with agents and anything to do with the Ingress game. We're going to dive into a few bits on this episode about the 2023 Lunar New Year badge, some issues with the second Sunday badge, and changes to links under fields. So first of all, we'll go on and talk about the new badge that's been added to the store. Before I do get into the badges, just a quick note, I've got some new equipment, so if this podcast sounds better or worse, let me know. But I basically managed to break my microphone at the end of the last podcast, so I'm now on a new microphone. So let me know any feedback on how it sounds and I'll try and make adjustments from there. Anyways, back onto the Lunar New Year badge. On the 13th of January, the Ingress Twitter/X account posted sending off rabbit with a rabbit emoji, getting ready for dragon with a dragon emoji, and showing the Lunar New Year 2023 badge. Obviously we're nearing the end of the Lunar New Year 2023, Year of the Rabbit, but it hadn't been added to the store before, so it's now available for 2,500 CMU, and it's just the badge that you get for that. Brian Rose, obviously most Ingress people know who he is. I'll probably go through a few bits about the people involved in Ingress, but he shared the tweet, post, X, whatever it's meant to be now, and said, "I solemnly swear that the Lunar New Year 2024 medal will be added in less than 365 days. So that would be the Dragon medal that we'll be getting for the Lunar New Year of the Dragon, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just trying to remember from my Futurama calendar, is the year of the green wood dragon. So maybe the badge will be green, but maybe not. I'd imagine it will similarly cost 2,500 CMU for that badge. And you can pick that up presumably when the Lunar New Year starts next calendar month. But that's about all I've got to say for that medal. I've got the medal myself. I thought it looked alright. I'd preferred it to come a bit closer to when the Lunar New Year 2023 started, but we've got it, so that's fine. I'm just going to talk about a brief delay that there was to the second Sunday badges now. Also shared on the 13th of January for me, and for many others, there was an issue with the second Sunday medal on Sunday, January the 14th, in some time zones where it was already Sunday the 14th, they could earn the second Sunday medal. The Ingress team put out an update on Telegram to say that we resolved an issue with the Sunday, January 14th second Sunday medal increment on Saturday, January 13th, 1830 UTC. If you completed 6 missions on Sunday, January the 14th local time before Saturday, January 13th, 1830 UTC, and you don't see your second Sunday medal increment, please contact the Ops team via the in-app settings menu, report problems that we can investigate further. Please note that completing any 6 missions on Sunday, January the 14th local time should now grant the second Sunday medal increment. Thank you. So, as I said, it was for certain time zones where they hadn't quite switched something on with 9 ticked, and people had completed their 6 missions but didn't get the second Sunday tick. It's now been resolved, but it's been a while since I remember that happening. I don't know if it has ever happened, issues with that particular medal, but I wasn't up and around playing then. It wasn't in my time zone for the Sunday when that came in. I forgot to do second Sunday myself. Maybe next month I'll do it and get more than 1 on my second Sunday medal. I just don't find enough time on the Sundays to go and do the 6 missions, but it's fine. Hopefully you did and you were able to earn an increment on it. And just want to talk about a few delays, things that I make on regarding Christmas now as well. It has been nearly a month now since Christmas time, but there's still a few bits from the the December Ingress Japanese community calendar that I'm waiting on for updates. So I chased Brian Rose on Twitter about this, just to ask whether we've been able to update it and whether there's anything he needs doing on there. On the 12th of January, I asked him that. He said, not yet, still on my to-do list. So once that is done, then I'll cover the rest of the updates on those calendars and include Brian's as the final update on there for anything that's important going forward. And then now I'm going to move on to talk about my own progress in the Kronos event and see how all you are getting on as well. I just realised I said the Kronos event, obviously I meant the Cryptic Memories Global Op, which is going on. So just a reminder, that runs until Monday the 5th of February, 5 PM UTC. And completing that will allow you to give your faction an as yet unknown boost to the in-person anomalies in February and March. And you can get points by destroying resonators, deploying resonators, or upgrading resonators deployed by another agent. The first tier is a bronze one at 1,500 points, and the second tier is silver at 15,000 points. I've been out on a little walk just now, and even though my local blues seem to have gone on holiday until about 10 minutes ago when they've been out blowing up my stuff, I was able to get the tier 1 badge, so I was quite happy with that. And seeing that on my profile, it means that now my Guardian medal has been pushed down to the bottom of my profile, which is fine. It's not one that's going to update. And we are still waiting for further updates on the Cryptic Memories Anomaly series, including additional information about the point-based advantage that it will grant. That should be coming to us on the 24th or so middle of next week. So we'll cover it on the following podcast and talk about it on there. But the Ingress team shared a post on Twitter/X asking how agents were getting on. So I'll link to that in the show notes, and then you can share your medals with them. And I've been responding to a few people just with like party emojis and things like that. But it's nice to see them asking agents and getting the medals shared around, which is always nice. And I'm going to move on now onto our next section. In one of our previous episodes, we talked about the 8-kilometer linking in the field still being active. And this may have been due to someone forgetting to switch it off, but there's now been an update from the Ingress team on the 16th of January, titled Allowing Links Shorter than 2,000 meters under fields. So it says, agents, the NIA has studied the impact of allowing longer links under fields throughout the Discovery Anomaly series. Agents' local activities obviously differ across regional cells and depend on multiple factors, but upon reviewing global activity, we have decided to increase the maximum link under field distance from 500 meters to 2,000 meters until further notice. This updated 2,000 meter link under field distance will also be in effect during upcoming global challenges, operations and anomaly events. This distance will not increase from 2,000 meters to 8,000 meters like it did during the 2023 anomaly series. All other preconditions still apply. For example, links cannot cross existing links, the portal must be fully deployed with resonators to link to or from, and maximum link distance depends on resonators levels of the originating portal. Links created under fields will also continue to count mind units, MU, towards the cell's regional score. Your feedback and counsel have been instrumental and continually guide our tactical approach. And that links to the official communication channel, being the news page check routinely. I'm quite enjoying the longer links under fields. There was a period of time where I would constantly be under a blue field just before an event started, and then obviously I couldn't do much under that field, so I appreciate that. It's been a while since I've been under a big blue blanket before the start of an event. I think the people that used to do that aren't active in Ingress anymore, or moved elsewhere or something. But I still like it. I can build up little mini fields and get a bit more MU than I'd have been able to. It's been a bit of a mixed reaction on the forums and in groups. Some people hate it and would rather have no link in the fields at all, and some people really enjoy it. Some people wanted the 8 kilometers to stay around. Obviously, we'd like to know what you all think. If you contact us via our social channels and share that'd be great. I'm going to move on to our next section now. A while back in the 2021 Q1 update from Niantic Official on the forums, they mentioned one of the things they were looking at was Adventure Sync weekly summaries, where they said we'll double down on Adventure Sync feature in Ingress, starting with a weekly summary of your activity and then adding rewards for levels of activity achieved during the week. We hope weekly Adventure Sync summaries will give agents another reason to check back in with Ingress more frequently, similar to what happened when we saw with the Hack Streak feature, which where you get more gear for hacking every day and doing that on there. This kind of FitRep rewards has not yet materialized as of January 2024. So it had been discussed and I raised an issue via a bug report, and I got a response back from my official on the 15th of January, where they noted, as previously indicated, this is not a bug. This feature has been deprioritized for the time being while the team focuses on other things. So it doesn't seem like we'll be getting the FitRep rewards anytime soon, because it's been deprioritized while the team do other bits. I'm not sure what those are, but I guess that the plans from 2022 didn't pan out, so unfortunately it's not something we'll be getting anytime soon, which is a shame. I quite enjoy getting my rewards from playing Pokemon Go and from teaming up with people in Bloom, and getting 100,000 steps together is always nice. But for now, the kinetic capsule rewards will have to do from that. Obviously, I'd like a KCAP badge too, if that's something they can reprioritize or work on. But I'd love to know how you all feel about the Fit rewards not being a thing at all now. But I move on now onto our features section. Previously in this feature, I talked about the previous year medals that had been awarded and the events that went on then. For this part, now that I've run out of years, I'm going to move on and talk about certain medals and how those earned and what's changed in them if they have. So for this first one, I'm going to talk about a retired medal, and one that I alluded to earlier in the podcast, being the Guardian medal. So for myself, I have this at silver. The badge was retired on the 2nd of April 2018, and you got the badge for holding a portal for a certain number of days. So if you held it for 3 days, it was bronze, 10 days silver, gold was 20 days, platinum was 90 days, and onyx was 150 days. So unfortunately, as I said, you can no longer earn that medal, but it did cause issues in Ingress from what I've heard, where people would break terms of service to go guardian hunting, intentionally seeking out and neutralizing enemy guardian portals that were on like 149 days, and opinions still kind of split on whether guardian hunting was good. Some people thought it was kind of poor sportsmanship, others thought it was a legitimate tactic, but eventually there's a large rise in scraping tools and arguments about it that led to it being retired. So anyone that's got the medal now, you'll be able to see on their profile, but it won't ever change. I don't think it's something that the Ingress team would bring back, because they seem to be driving a bit more collaboration between players rather than driving them apart, which obviously seems to work well in their other games, even though Ingress is generally a us versus them, blue versus green, everyone versus Machina kind of thing. So it's a bit more of a tricky balance, but it's, for me, one of the retired badges that I don't see they bring back. But obviously, happy to hear what you all think, whether you think Guardian should come back, whether you need to come and blow all my portals so I lose that straight away. But I think that's about all for the Guardian that I've got. I'm just going to move on and talk about an in-game feature. In a previous podcast, I talked about the Vanguards program. So I want to also talk about the XM ambassadors. Obviously, for myself, I'm a Niantic Wayfarer ambassador, so I don't know if there's crossover in what we do, but I'm going to read out the last update we had on the XM ambassadors when they called for new applicants in February 2021. Niantic has mentioned rotating these around, getting new XMAs in at some point. This hasn't happened yet, but who knows, it may yet happen. So the XM ambassadors, also called XMAs, are Ingress agents who are active participants in the Ingress forum. They're passionate about Ingress, excited to engage with other community members in the Ingress forum, share gameplay tips, share constructive, actionable feedback with the Ingress team. At that time, they were looking for 30 XMAs. I think they ended up doing 50. And the selection criteria was that agents of any level could apply, but there may be a limit to agents eligible from each group. Agents must be active in the Ingress forum and should adhere to the Ingress community guidelines and the agent protocol. And proficiency in non-English languages would be a huge plus. However, note all interactions with the Ingress team will be in English. So for the program specifications, they need to install a beta version of Ingress on Android or iOS, actively test beta versions of the scanner and share feedback in the private community, continued participation in the public Ingress forum, share gameplay related feedback with the Ingress team, and it says XMAs have to follow the Ingress community guidelines and the agent protocol while interacting with other agents in the community. For the rewards and recognition they get access to the XMA's private community, early access to beta version of the scanner, a special badge in the Ingress forum, and they note that top tips every month will be showcased in the Ingress newsletter and Niantic social channels. That last part seems to have dipped off since that's been mentioned. Obviously, it has been nearly 3 years now. There's an FAQ to say, how does this program compare with the Vanguards and the Trusted Reporter programs? Participants in Vanguards and Trusted Reporter programs are usually higher level agents with experience in strategic competitive gameplay. The XMAs will be open to all agents of all levels and gameplay preferences, not restricted to specific level or length of time as an agent. So Vanguards are a group of high level agents and localies with experience in strategic competitive gameplay, as mentioned, who provide feedback on gameplay related initiative, anomaly rules and NIA ops policies. Trusted reporters are nominated by their agents for their keen understanding of the gameplay and local knowledge, and trusted to escalate critical issues that impact gameplay. It says, will the XMAs be able to fast track spoofer requests? No, XMAs will not have special fast track status. Any agents can use the current fast track process for reporting suspected spoofing incidents. So, as mentioned, it's not something they've updated for a few years now, unfortunately, and I've seen some XMAs drop off. I don't know how often they speak with Niantic directly. Obviously, from the update, it seems like they've got their own private community where they could raise any Ingress issues. But I don't know, for example, as a Wayfarer ambassador, I know that certain things are coming that I can't talk about, not specifically for Ingress, but for Wayfarer that may have impacts on Ingress. But similarly, I don't know if the XMAs can't talk about that to me, vice versa, or held in by NDAs and can't tell anyone anything. but it's not something I know much more about than what's shared there. Obviously, if you are an XM ambassador and you want to come on and chat with me and update me on what is going on and share what you can, that'd be great. But for now, I think I'm going to get everything wrapped up and get everyone back out to their Sunday hacking. Thank you all for listening to the 15th episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. I've been your host, PkmnTrainerJ. If you'd like to follow us on our social media channels, you can see all those in the show notes, mostly under ingress.insights. And you can also email us on ingressinsights@gmail.com. Next week, we'll be covering the update to the Cryptic Memories Anomaly in-persons events, where we'll have the rules and understand more about what's going on there, and also have another Cryptic Memories check-in. I doubt I'll have earned the silver badge by then, but I still want to check in to see how everyone's getting on and update you on my progress as well. And also be going over another badge in our features section, probably one of the retired ones, and then work through those first of all. Thank you so much for listening. Please do get back out and enjoy your Sunday, and hopefully see you out there in the field hacking away. Thank you.